When the hurricane was hitting and my mom and I were in the third room in the complete darkness, just watching the storm out the window and hoping that the windows didn't break in on us, I was terrified.
For me, it was like, oh, here we go again. I didn't think it was going to be this bad, but we had no lights. We did have water.
People are cooking for each other, they're giving to each other without asking for anything back.
You need me, I need you. And that's what makes this whole thing click.
This part of the country, this place, Bulbancha is the indigenous name for it. It's not here on the 30-year maps. When you look at the science maps of what's going to happen with global warming, where we're sitting right now is not here. And so that's happening rapidly. Coastlines already disappearing. Entire communities have already been wiped out. And what we're seeing now is systems are failing.
Chicken pork sandwiches. What else? And then we got some sausage and bacon sandwiches.
So throughout this entire experience, I'm a recipient of mutual aid. Right now, I need 200-gallon ice chests so we can go get a truckload of ice. I'm just putting out a request and I'm receiving the aid that's there.
Southern Solidarity is a Black-led grassroots organization. We mostly distribute food and clothing and other medical supplies. We also often help with signing folks up for Medicaid, for food stamps, doing as much kind of helping out with bureaucratic needs as we can, getting folks IDs. We try to reach about 200 people a day. We also fight for housing justice and participate in political activity, protests. We try to stay educated as well as active with the community. We prioritize Black and brown bodies because of the consistent marginalization throughout time. So we definitely try to approach things from a very anti-racist, anti-colonialist perspective, doing the things that offset racism, that offset the pain that white capitalist society has put on people.
I work in a church full time, and I see a lot of the nonprofit world, and a lot of that can be somewhat self-serving and not really intentional and community driven. We see National Guard and police on the sidewalks, but we don't see them handing out water.
Everything was closed. You couldn't buy nothing, and a lot of people didn't have cash to get anything. So I would tell them come, and I feed them. I put the table out maybe a year ago, and I put stuff on the table, and people would come and they get it. I put food, I put clothes, I put water, I put breakfast food on the table, like instant grits and instant oatmeal, stuff they could just add hot water to, and they come and they pick it up, and I do that all the time, not for just a hurricane.
What happened was we set up a text list of the people who were here, of our contacts who wanted to support each other with whatever happened during and after the storm. And then once we were set, we started taking care of our people, our other people, and then we taking care of their people, and then we just put out general requests. This is just what we do here. Just like all the time there are people living, on the edge of survival, all the time this has been a culture that has hubs of people taking care of each other. We're always doing this. Right there is our community fridge that we always have stocked. So we have a pantry there and a fridge and usually a clothing rack. We're driving stuff out to Gentilly. We're driving things to the parish. We're taking stuff wherever it's needed. So we sort of just became known as where you could drop stuff off and where you could get what you needed. So we've now moved what was in my living room over to the garden site that we've been working on, and we set up this distribution and donation drop-off. Propane, gas, and ice have been the main thing. Oh, and tarps and roofing nails. We're doing that for folks too. We have a whole tarp team. And once our neighborhood's got all that, we have power and we're set, we're gonna start pushing out wider and wider. You know, we have a street team now. That doesn't disappear now just because we've got power back. Another storm's coming. This was a practice run for us. People are sending us mutual aid. It's not just going to diapers and immediate needs, it's going to long-term needs like more generators, more phone chargers for the mutual aid groups.
We're still having donations rolling in, which is great, but just as fast as we're getting them out, people are coming for a lot of things. Probably just in a few short hours, I'd say I probably got 55 people, and it was just like, whoop, all at once, and now it's kind of tapered out. It's getting later.
For mutual aid to really work, you really can't have that attitude of we take care of ourselves or we die alone.
We were brought up to help each other, keep community together. Never forget where you come from.